of supercharged smoothies. We've covered the formula for a supercharged smoothie. We've dug into the base of our smoothies, which we know is a liquid, a fruit, and a veg, right? We've made a chocolate mousse smoothie with a supercharged all-rounder premix blend and a citrus smoothie with a supercharged immunity premix blend. And I hope that you're already feeling inspired as to what you can make in your kitchen for your body. I find this concept of using food strategically for our health so much fun. And today we're going to get into two components of our formula: good fats, losing my words, good fats and protein. Now we've already kind of covered why those two things are so good for us. So we're going to cut straight to the options of what we can use. Then we're going to make a Berry Jam Smoothie with a supercharged brain premix blend. It's so fascinating that there's this group of foods out there that have compounds in them that benefit the brain specifically, and that we can choose to eat foods in a functional way. You know, we can choose foods to serve any need that we have going on at the time. It's just so fascinating to me, and like I said, so much fun. Anyway, you're going to see lots of options for good fats and protein in the ebook download. So today we're going to cover off my go-tos. Let's start with good fats. Now we know that good fats serve our brain health, give us that long-lasting energy and help maintain that satiation, and also encourage radiant hair, skin, and nails. Now, my favorite good fat go-tos for a supercharged smoothie are avocados, a variety of nuts or nut butter, our fabulous flax seeds, coconut cream, or even cultured coconut cream yogurt. Now, I hope that even just seeing these gives you at least one more fresh idea about what you can use in your smoothies at home to boost those good fats for your smoothies. Now, the only one that we haven't already covered the benefits of is this almond butter. Almond butter is loaded with good fats, fiber, protein, manganese, magnesium, antioxidants, and it's also among the world's best sources of vitamin E, which is an antioxidant to support our immune health, our cell function, our skin health, and it also can lower cholesterol. So almond butter is a great way to go. I just also find that it adds that nice creamy smooth texture to the smoothie. Sometimes if you don't have a very high-powered blender, the nuts can end up a little bit bitsy, so sometimes going for a pre-milled nut like a nut butter can serve your smoothie really well too. Now, if you want a refresher of any of the benefits of these guys, I'd suggest that you jump back to day 1 or 2 video and listen into that again. But for now, let's move on to protein. Protein. Now, let me say right off the bat that it is so uncommon to have a protein deficiency in our society these days. So unless you're working out a lot, or you've got some other type of specific protein need, you don't need to be reaching for the specialized protein powders. It's good news. Instead, you can get your protein requirements from quality whole food sources that have all 9 essential amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. And we've already learned how protein can support your growth and repair, how it can support your immune system, how it can keep your brain firing, and your tummy full for longer. Now, because protein breaks down slowly over time, the protein source that you eat at 7 a.m. in the morning is still going to be nourishing your body right through the day. And bearing all that in mind, it's actually a really good idea for kids to have a source of protein before they leave the house for school in the morning. Now, some really good sources of protein in your smoothie include all of the same good fats that you had before, which is great because you can use that as a double up or to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak. But there are 2 new additions. I don't know whether you've spotted them yet, but we've got oats. Rolled oats are a really good source of protein in your smoothie, as well as chickpeas. You can use canned chickpeas or your dry chickpeas, whichever you prefer. But my common go-tos for protein in a smoothie include almond butter, A nut, I usually do the soaked and frozen cashews like I told you a couple of days ago. Hemp seeds, I always put hemp seeds in my smoothies. And a cultured yogurt. Now the cultured yogurt doesn't necessarily have any more protein than just straight up coconut cream, but it's better for your gut, so I just go for that one. Now, it's probably time to go ahead and make our nut berry jam smoothie with our Supercharged Brain Premix blend. Let's get to it. This recipe will specifically feed the cells in your body with food that will target your brain, with foods to encourage its health, defend it against mental decline like Alzheimer's and dementia. It's full of foods that will support the sparking of your mental clarity and recall for on those days where you need to be on your A game, which as adults is pretty much all the time, I know. Now, today we've chosen a whole bunch of brain-boosting fruits and veg, and of course you don't need to use them all, but the more the merrier. Please do keep the raspberries and the almond butter in there though, because a nutberry smoothie is not really a nutberry smoothie without nuts and berries. So let's keep them in for taste. Now, let's move straight on to putting the veggies into our blender because we've already gone through the benefits of broccoli, avocado and spinach, so we're just going to pop them in. We've got half a cup of broccoli, half of an avocado, and around half a cup of spinach. Now we can move on to the fruit of our smoothie, which is blueberries and raspberries. We love the taste of them, I know, but they're phenomenal. Blueberries are absolutely packed with antioxidants. They're very famous for that. And remember, antioxidants are those warriors that go in to protect our DNA from the damage of oxidative stress. Now that happens to all of us all day, every day. So it's really important that we get those antioxidants into our body to defend us on a daily basis. Now, blueberries are phenomenal for many other reasons, but let's just talk about two of the brain boosting reasons. Number one, studies have shown that the antioxidants in blueberries target the areas of the brain that are essential for intelligence. Not only that, but it appears that they actually target our aging neurons, which in turn helps our cells communicate better. So that's how that all works. But blueberries are also packed with all the regular, lovely, awesome stuff like fiber and vitamins and minerals, but they're very low in calories. Now that's a really good combination, and if you want to know why, check out the ebook for a quote by Dr. Furman, where he talks about the power of that combination. Now, let's move on to raspberries. Raspberries, just like blueberries, are very rich in an antioxidant called anthocyanins. I'll try to say that 10 times fast. Anthocyanins they're a type of antioxidant that brings that richness and depth of colour to the berries that we love so much. And they're very powerful. Dr. Neil Bernard, who's known for his study around how food can impact the brain, has noted that when we really up the anthocyanin intake in our bodies, that we notice after 3 months a notable difference in our memory and our recall. So go for gold with those berries. Now the berries are also low GI, so they're going to give us that slow release of energy that we want. So I'll just pop those in there. Now, do you remember the third ingredient for our base? It is a liquid. So today we're just going to go for 2 cups of ice and 2 cups of water. Now you can, as you know, you can choose any of the liquids that we featured in the day 1 video for your liquid for the base. But I just find that with the addition of the almond butter that we're about to do, it's creamy enough without having to sort of put in any coconut milk or any nut milks or anything like that. Now usually our base is just fruit, veg and liquid, right? But today we're actually putting in 2 extras. The first is almond butter. Now you know about the benefits of almond butter already. And we could just put almonds into the smoothie and it would be the same nutritionally as almond butter, but the addition of almond butter into the smoothie just takes that taste to the next level. It is so delicious. So let's pop that in. Now the second addition to the base that we're doing today is coconut syrup. I never used to like coconut syrup until I bought a smoothie at a cafe once that used coconut syrup, and I've been hooked ever since. I just love the subtle flavour combination of these ingredients with coconut syrup. So we're putting half a tablespoon of that in. Now coconut syrup, we did learn a couple of days ago about coconut sugar and why that's my favourite granular sugar. Now coconut syrup is simply coconut sugar before it's been dehydrated. So it's basically the sap of coconut flowers, much like maple syrup is the sap of a maple tree. So that's coconut syrup. Guys, that is the base of our smoothie sorted. So let's move on to our premix. These are the wonderful foods that are unique to the Supercharged Brain Premix, and I'm so excited to talk about them with you because they're phenomenal. First up, we've got walnuts. Walnuts are the top nut for brain health, and have you noticed that they look just like a brain? They have a significantly high concentration of DHA, which is a type of omega-3 fatty acid, and we know that's great for our brain. Among other things, DHA has been shown to protect the brain health in newborns, hello breastfeeding mothers, improve cognitive performance in adults, and prevent age-related cognitive decline. Let's eat some of those today, shall we? Okay, next up we've got pecans. Pecans provide neurological protection and also are super high in those wonderful antioxidants again. We've got pepitas. Pepitas are rich in 4 brain-boosting compounds that enhance memory and thinking skills. They are zinc, vitamin B, magnesium, and tryptophan. Isn't this great? We've got marquee powder. Marquee powder is rich in those anthocyanins again for memory and recall. Marquee is also great for the gut, which we know in turn is great for our brain. We've got coconut flour, which is a bit of an unexpected entry today. Aside from being very rich in fibre, again, what's great for the gut is great for the brain. Coconut flour delivers both medium-chain triglycerides, which are MCTs you might have heard of, and iron. MCTs are a type of fat linked to enhanced brain health. Iron is what carries oxygen and nutrients around the body, including to our brain. So that's coconut flour. All right, we've got moringa leaf powder. Moringa does have a lot going for it in terms of its vitamins and mineral content, but to be honest, you'd have to eat a heck of a lot of it to be able to benefit from it in the same way that you would some of these other potent whole foods that are more easily eaten. So the reason that we've included it in the Supercharged Brain Premix is on account of it being an adaptogen. An adaptogen is basically a herbal pharmaceutical. They help to combat the effect of stress inside of our bodies because stress causes very real physical changes in the body, neurologically and in our endocrine and immune systems. Adaptogens have stimulant properties that help counteract those effects. Moringa is thought to be helpful in treating depression, anxiety, and fatigue, though I would note that more studies are needed. One study in women found that taking 1.5 teaspoons or 7 grams of moringa leaf powder every day for 3 months significantly increased blood antioxidant levels. And we know how wonderful those antioxidants are running through our veins. So moringa leaf powder, that's why we've got that in the premix. And lastly, we have cinnamon. Not just any cinnamon though. Please, when you're buying cinnamon, please buy the Sri Lankan cinnamon over the run-of-the-mill cassia cinnamon that you might find in the supermarket. The Sri Lankan cinnamon is the one with all the health benefits, and we, in our family, pack it into as much as we possibly can. We go through a lot of cinnamon pancakes because we know how phenomenal it is for our bodies. Now, cinnamon is a leader in this bunch of brain-boosting ingredients. It has been the subject of many robust studies that have found several neurological benefits for our brains. So those studies have shown cinnamon to 1, improve cognition, 2, reduce oxidation in the brain that we've been speaking about, 3, deliver decent levels of manganese, which is an antioxidant that's crucial for brain health, and 4, even support people suffering from Parkinson's. But not only that, cinnamon is well known to improve blood flow, and healthy blood flow equals a healthy brain. But I can't stop there. One study, granted it was a small one, suggests that merely smelling cinnamon can improve our recall performance. Whew! All right, now we do have some returning friends to our premix today, and we have learned a lot about them already, so I'm only going to mention their brain boosting benefits that haven't been covered already. And here they are. We've got maca powder. Now, although we do need more human studies and more non-biased human studies about maca powder, there are several studies that we can go on which show a couple of things. One, maca may improve brain function. So traditionally, it's been used by natives in Peru to improve children's performance in school, and in animal studies, it's been proven to be effective against memory impairment and learning challenges. Number two, maca may enhance our mood. Maca's flavonoids are associated with reduced anxiety and symptoms of depression, particularly in menopausal women. So that's some maca powder. Sunflower seeds. There are two things to briefly mention about these babies in our brains. Number one, they can boost our mental processing powers and overall mood because they're rich in thiamine, a B vitamin that increases cognitive function and memory. And number two, do you want to know the biggest tip that Dr. Neil Bernard gave about fighting Alzheimer's? He said to up our vitamin E intake. And he referenced a study where those who consumed 8 milligrams of vitamin E a day enjoyed 50% less cases of Alzheimer's than those who neglected their vitamin E intake. And this smoothie delivers 7 milligrams in one hit, largely thanks to the almond butter and these sunflower seeds. Now, chia seeds. We already know that the good fats in chia seeds are helpful to our brain, but did you know that if we sucked all the water out of our brain, we'd be largely left with fat? And that's how important these omega-3s are for our brain. It's what our brains are mostly made of. So that's great about chia seeds. Now we've got oats. Oats are known as the grain for the brain. They're also rich in vitamin B and E, which we already know are great for brain function. All right, guys, we've got beetroot powder. Beets contain nitrate, the good kind of nitrate, not the kind you find at the butcher, which might help increase blood flow to the brain, improve cognitive function, and possibly even reduce the risk of dementia. Now, monk fruit powder returns, but it's really just returning for sweetness, so I'm not going to talk about that right now. Alright, that's enough brain power for one smoothie. Now you know the drill. You can either make it the painstaking way or you can do a premix. Now today I do have a premix. Here's one I made earlier. You can dip it right in there. It took me so long to film this today with so many different takes that it's actually stuck to the bottom of the jar. I'm just going to pop that in there. And I'm missing my lid. 1 second. Sheesh. Here we go. Alright, one nut berry jam smoothie that is going to supercharge my brain, coming right up. Nice. And you can top it with something fun. I'm just going to go for pepitas. That's great. Yes, delicious as expected. Now we'll see you next time when we talk all about the best sources of complex carbs for your smoothie and the topic that everyone loves to talk about, sweeteners. We're also going to make a green goddess smoothie with a supercharged detox premix. All right, we'll see you then. Bye.